I'd have either taken so long to study and take the test or failed at my first attempt because I wasn't prepared. Hi to all our new subscribers, welcome to the Elevated You, and to our returning subscribers, welcome back. Our channel is focusing on helping you elevate your life spiritually, physically, and mentally so that you can become the best version of yourself and be unapologetic about pursuing your dreams and purpose in this life. Even if you didn't personally get affected by all of the happenings of this year, as a collective, I think we are okay with this year ending and starting afresh in 2021. While most people get excited about New Year resolutions at the beginning of every new year, this coming year may be slightly different because we are still in the middle of a lot of things and some people might still be worn out even as we usher in the new year. On the other hand, a lot of people would also say that this year has been interesting and not in a good way, therefore, they are ready to start afresh and strap their boots to get to work. Whichever category you fall under, I'd like to say that it's important to ensure you are at a good place mentally because that is what will drive a lot of how the new year unfolds for you. If need be, seek therapy, start journaling, start practicing gratitude, praying and reading your Bible, among many other mindful practices. Goal setting is the next step after setting resolutions. Studies show that a lot of people do not go past the second month of the year with their resolutions, and I'd like to say that some of that might be lack of goal setting. Creating resolutions is simply wishing for certain things that you desire to happen, but until you set your goals to go along with the resolution, your trial will be very short-lived. In today's video, I'd like to talk about 5 key things you need to know before you set goals for 2021. It will be important for you to analyze your life and identify key areas that you would like to work on. I prefer a holistic approach that focuses on spirit, body, and mind. I believe that if you only focus on one area, you will find yourself taking steps backwards at some point down the road. You need to move all aspects of your life along for a holistic, well-rounded, and fulfilled life. Some of my points are derived from the SMART concept of goal setting, which stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. The first point to note is to create goals that are achievable. Once you understand what aspects of your life you'd like to work on, you need to understand that the goals you set with regards to the areas you need to improve on have to be achievable. While I believe fully that you can achieve anything you set your mind to, it is important to be realistic on what can and what cannot be done. If you're new to goal setting and working on your goals, the best approach is to start small. As you start seeing progress, you will be motivated to keep going. If you create unrealistic goals, you will be demotivated very quickly as you won't be able to see any meaningful progress, which would be the main catalyst to keep you wanting to work on your goals. The second point is to create a timeline by which you'd want to achieve your goals. Studies have shown that we tend to procrastinate and take longer than needed when we do not have a hard stop or deadline. When you set a timeline, it will be easy for you to break down your goals by planning, whether that be monthly, weekly, or daily planning, or all of them. I personally prefer to break my goals into either 90 days or 6 months. Within 90 days of consistent work, you can see some meaningful progress, while 6 months is a long enough time that is realistic to stick to. Many a times, if we set goals for a whole year, we tell ourselves that we still have a long time to go, and therefore it will be easy for us to get distracted and eventually abandon our goals due to lack of consistency. I'd say pick 2 items that you'd like to work on in a 6-month period. You can do one for 90 days and then start the other one for 90 days to 6 months, or you can do both at the same time. The key is to make sure that you're focusing on different areas of your life and not competing areas. For instance, you cannot start 2 different money-making ventures. You will more than likely not give each the attention it needs, and you will end up not achieving any of them. I call this method the 2x6, which is basically 2 goals in 6 months. A good example would be to work on your fitness as your first goal and creating a side hustle as your second goal. Would you ever try the 2x6 method? Please let me know in the comment section below. The third point is to plan. Goal setting is one thing, and planning how to execute the goals is something completely separate. There is a common saying that goes, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Planning is the cornerstone of goal setting. Without a well thought out plan, it will be close to impossible to achieve your goals. I will do a comprehensive video on planning, but just to simplify it in this video, it's important to set monthly, weekly, and daily plans. The monthly and weekly plans help to make sure that you're staying on track with your goals. The daily plan is simply the sauce. It is basically the habit tracker and to-do list, which are meant to ensure that you can work on your goals daily, because that is what will add up in 6 months. I cannot emphasize enough the importance of planning everything from your finances to your meals. In addition to having an organizational benefit, planning helps eliminate decision fatigue and a lot of stress that comes from not having a well-structured day, week, or month. The fourth point, which goes hand in hand with planning, is follow-up. There is no benefit to goal setting and planning if you cannot go back and check to see if you did everything you said you'd do. You have to set a system in place where before you plan for the next day, next week, or next month, you ensure that you have checked your actionable items from the prior period. It is so important to perform this step. That's when you'll know how you should pace yourself moving forward. You'll get to audit what areas you're doing well in, and that will motivate you to keep going, as well as check on areas where you need to put in more effort and work on doing just that. So far, the concept is goal set, plan, then follow up. The final points are 2 valuable points: accountability and consistency. Accountability is the process of taking ownership of the fact that these goals mean so much to you, and their success is contingent on you understanding that you have to put in the work. If you do not hold yourself accountable to the 2 times you skipped going to the gym, or the 4 times you didn't study for an upcoming test, you're setting yourself up for failure. See what I did there? As you follow up on your plan, you have to be comfortable to have a pep talk with yourself and allow yourself to know that you have to keep trying and pushing yourself. Sometimes it's a good thing to find someone who can help us stay accountable to our goals. I remember one time when I had to study and pass a certain certification exam, there was a person that was assigned to monitor my progress over the time that I was studying. I never liked it at all because this person was constantly tracking my progress and nudging me if I wasn't moving fast enough. I passed the certification test at the end of the 8 weeks, and it was mostly thanks to this person because I was forced to stick to my schedule and study. I'd like to believe that had there been no one to monitor my progress, I'd have either taken so long to study and take the test or failed at my first attempt because I wasn't prepared. Figure out when you need an external accountability partner and find that person who will help you work and stick to your goals. The second part of this is consistency. Consistency is such a powerful aspect of achieving anything in life, yet it is one of the hardest things to do. People often lack consistency because we have a fixed idea of when results should happen and in what format they should happen in. There are so many factors that we do not consider, and when this happens, our goals fall on the wayside because we want to see fast results. Consistency should be viewed as continuously putting in the work without expecting any payoff, especially at the very beginning of goal setting. Once you keep doing something over and over again, it becomes a habit and it becomes something that you want and look forward to doing. It's at this point that you will start to see subtle results, and that should act as a motivation for you to keep going. It's very common, however, for us to stop working on our goals once we experience small wins because we get excited and think that without any further work, we can enjoy those small wins. The problem is that those wins don't last because they're unsustainable. That is why we should strive to make most of our goals a lifestyle, so that the success of our goals happens because the habits and actions that we take to achieve these goals become part of our daily routine. In conclusion, I'd like to say that goals are not fixed. They can be shifted and adjusted as need be. That being said, do not get addicted to shifting your goalpost every so often because that becomes counterproductive. You have to be okay with being uncomfortable for periods of time, especially at the very beginning of working on your goals, in order to create habits that make achieving these goals sustainable. The other point that I'd like to add is to make sure that your goals align with your overall trajectory of your purpose in life. If your purpose is to become a humanitarian, it is important to set goals that help you work towards that purpose. Goals are the building blocks to your future life, so you don't want to waste your time working on things that in the larger scheme of things do not add value to who you are as well as who you are aspiring to be. Please like this video and subscribe to this channel if you found it helpful. Additionally, you can share it with anyone that might benefit from it. Always be kind to others. Bye.